this. I almost got sick. Just wait and see. Jumped out of bed and I ran outside, feeling so satisfied with the best day ever. Nothing to do. Yeah. Every flower, every grain of sand. It's reaching out to shake my hand. It's the best day ever. Sometimes the little things start closing in on me. When I'm feeling down, I wanna lose that ground. I stick my head out the window and I look around. Those clouds don't scare me, they can't disguise. It's magic that's happening right before my eyes. Mr. Moon will be shining bright. So the best day ever can last all night. Yeah, the best day ever can last all night now. It's the best day ever. Best day ever. It's the best day ever. The best day ever. Best day ever. I want to make sure that's taking me to the link. Okay, good enough. Okay. Taking him to the link. Yeah. Anyway, hello there. I'm BRC. And that song was called The Best Day Ever. And it was from the album. I want to make sure I get this right. Yeah, all the artists, right, from Spotify. Remember, I don't own the rights to any music being played in this bit. Oh, hello there, Wesley. How you doing? But anyway. Yeah, hi, Wesley. Hey, he says, hey, BRC. Well, hello there, Wesley Stover. Or just Wesley, as I know him. Yeah, that song was The Best Day. Hold on, I want to make sure I get this right. It was from SpongeBob, so I do know The Best Day Ever with Sandy, Mr. Krabs, Plankton, and who else? And Patrick, or where Squidward, though, is the other problem. That's weird. Anyway, I got some festivals I want to talk. Yeah, BRC is awesome. Yeah, because I play SpongeBob music on here. But yeah, when I probably go to Facebook, I get banned for it. Maybe I might still get banned for that here on YouTube. But, I don't want to shoot the messenger, as you said that one time. I don't want to shoot the messenger. I am the messenger. Somewhat. Sort of. I don't know. Anyway, coming up in Huntington, West Virginia, this is for Festival Guides and Reviews.com, and this is under West Virginia Festivals. Okay, one of them says the Greek festival at St. George Greek Orthodox Church. The quality on YouTube Live is better than Facebook Live. Well, that's good. Unfortunately, I wish I could do it like this. I mean, I can do it like horizontally, but the problem is this phone stand won't. Actually, never mind. Won't do it horizontal. I mean, I gotta do it like this. What to say like that? Because the phone stand won't stay up when I do it horizontally for some reason. But yeah, when I do it vertical, it does good. Anyway, but yeah, the Greek festival at St. George Greek Orthodox Church. It's gonna be in Huntington, West Virginia on September 19th for the 20th. I want to see this Greek festival one day, even though it's linked to a church, which I don't know about. I'm pretty sure they're an all-right church, but I'm pretty sure they got an all-right festival, which is good. You know, normally I don't go to church much. The only church I ever liked was Dunbar Baptist Church. I mean, at first I didn't like it, but then they got a new preacher, and then for some reason, everything changed. Like he said, if you're going to be a Christian everywhere. That's what he said. If you're going to be a Christian here, if you're going to be a Christian here, if you're going to be a Christian, don't be a Christian here at the church, be a Christian everywhere. That's what he said, which is nice, you know. But other than that, this looks like an interesting festival, I will say, but I haven't been to this church, and I don't know what an Orthodox church is, especially a Greek Orthodox church. I don't know much about Greek Orthodoxy, I think. I don't know. But anyway, I'm here to tell you that there is a festival, a Greek festival in Huntington, West Virginia, which is nice. I don't know. I don't know if everyone's allowed at this event, but it sounds nice. You know, sounds so nice to you, till a lot of people don't know this. At this Greek festival, you know, which looks nice, you know. I don't know, I haven't been to a Greek festival, but let me tell you what I have been to. But it's been a long time too. I need to get to this before I turn 30 as well. Again. And even though this is another festival, not a fair, a festival, okay? I originally went to this when I was a kid. A little itty bitty kid. It was called the Pumpkin Festival. Now, for those who don't know, the Pumpkin Festival is in Milton, West Virginia. The WV, or West Virginia Pumpkin Festival, is in Milton, West Virginia. Okay, for those who don't know. Now, I don't know what they're going to do at the Pumpkin Festival this year yet. I still don't fucking know. I'm still waiting on the schedule. You know, the lovely schedule. I don't know what else to tell you. Each hold on a minute. The lovely schedule should be eating contest with pumpkin pie, but of course that's not gonna happen, especially to the public. Now media, yes. Other stuff, fuck no. To the public, fuck no, they said. But you know what my wish is? That they have the contest for the public. Even though I don't want to do another eating contest, especially a pumpkin pie one. Last time I had a pumpkin pie, it was pumpkin pie filling on a hot dog. And the last time I ate true pumpkin pie, I think after what happened after I ate it, this was after an eating contest filled with pumpkin pie. Now listen to this. After I ate that pumpkin pie, after that, pumpkin pie has been horrible to me. I'm not gonna do much more eating contests this year. Probably won't be doing more. I mean, I'll still do it, but it's gonna be a while. Even if there is a wing eating contest in Marmot, I may have to skip that one because I don't want to risk. Even though the chicken wing one, still, I think I'm gonna have to miss that one. And also, what else I was trying to say is I'm still trying to find the true schedule, the true audacious schedule, and they just show a goddamn calendar. That's really fucking stupid. Let's look at contest for the pumpkin festival. Largest pumpkin contest. Well, that's normally good. You see a large damn pumpkin. Pumpkin. To make a big old pumpkin pie. You're invited to the West Virginia or WV Pumpkin Festival largest pumpkin sale. Sorry about that. And then the WV Pumpkin Festival Bake Off competition. That's nice. Anyway, I think at one time the Pumpkin Festival was about to go out of business at one time. I think it was during the pandemic though, so I mean, still, they went out, then that'd be the end of Milton right there, I think. It'd be the end of the Milton Pumpkin Festival, and it'd be the end of Milton too, maybe. I think it's already the end for Milton, from what I'm hearing on the news, for those who don't know. What did the 2-on-25 schedule? They actually got the schedule for Guyan River Cloggers all days. For that, that's nice. Guyan River Cloggers. Then we got Hooked on Science, Mr. Science Jason Lindsay. On October the 2nd. Damn, that's interesting. I want to see that one if I get to it. Donovan Bell Blevins, sorry, in the Hillbilly Drive Band. Interesting. Courtney Joe Band on that same day. Then the next day, Hooked on Science's Back. And then Jason Roach. And then Fleetwood's Heart. That's funny. The Weekend Warriors and Non-Friction on some of those days. But all of the days, here's what you got. On all of the days, you got the Guyan River Cloggers. Yeah, we're going to be clogging. Yeah, dancing. Yeah, nice. Okay, now we need to find some video. Real quick here, I also don't own the... Wait, what the hell happened? Hold on a minute. Okay, there we go. Roku Ultra. Now, real quick here, I need to go bathroom. Yeah, I need to go bathroom. Yeah, real quick here. Yeah. Why? Because I need to. In Iowa. State Fair video. Nice.
Your own personal shopper and nutritionist. They take care of the weekly groceries and recommend healthy, high quality nutrition.
Oh, I need to go piss and shit.
Iowa.
Yeah.
State.
We decided to drive a few hours, go to Iowa, and see what their state fair has, what it's like.
It takes place in the New York City of Iowa, Des Moines, and it's been at these exact fairgrounds since 1886.
We live next door to Iowa. It's our state neighbor, and I was excited to go to the state fair. But then I was even more excited when I realized it's actually one of the biggest state fairs in the entire country. It brings in over 1 million people. It's Iowa's biggest event. No, this is not an advertisement for the Iowa State Fair. I just didn't know it was this huge thing.
Hey! It's ranked as the number 2 best state fair by USA Today.
Oh my god. There's like 42 states, and this is number 2 out of the 42 states?
Now that is insane, honestly. I saw photos of this state fair and it looked crazy. There's people everywhere, but we were going on a Wednesday, so I was like, okay, it'll be more chill. But I was wrong. The second we got in, throngs of sweaty people, fried food running down their chins, everyone sprinting in different directions. We loved being in the chaos.
On like the 3-hour drive to the Iowa State Fair, we listened to the Iowa State Fair podcast. As we've all realized, if someone or a company or a business or whatever has a podcast, it's a big deal. For example, me and Lucas used to have a podcast, and that kind of shows that we are big deals.
Yeah, if you spend the $40 on 2 shitty microphones from Amazon, you're a big deal. The episode we listened to was featuring the Iowa State Fair Queen from 2024, and she was sort of reminiscing on her year as the State Fair Queen. I didn't know state fairs had queens, but to be a State Fair Queen, like that would be a good thing to have on your belt.
We needed to go to the bathroom at the fair, sweet fair. So we ended up in the food barn. We went to the bathroom, and then we looked over, and there was a whole professional food review happening. Reviewing some type of baked good, and it looked intense.
The audience was full as well.
There's a bunch of baking contests, like the ugliest cake competition. There's a bunch of competitions, and they're all competing for the iconic blue ribbon, which would be first place. I didn't know this, but they have a Mr. Legs contest. Who has the thinnest legs, the hairiest legs, the widest legs, and the most tan legs. There's also a decorated diaper contest. There's a mullet contest. I'm not completely sure, but there's probably the best bald man contest.
Wait, are you making all these up?
The only one I made up was the bald man one.
There's actually hairiest legs contest and just a bunch of men line up in short shorts?
I don't know, but so we walked out of the food barn. Something really serious was happening. I wasn't sure if the tornado siren went off or something because everyone had a straight face, but then I realized it was someone singing the national anthem.
Performance. Towards the end, they're going on these runs, hitting those high notes. Like, it wasn't some mediocre mid performance. Like, this girl was giving it. We then walked past something that looked exactly like the Colosseum from Rome, but it turns out this is the grandstands at the Iowa State Fair, but people are traveling across the Atlantic Ocean to see the Colosseum. Just go to Iowa, drive your car, like, look at this.
Pitbull performed there. Kids Bop is performing there. Iowa State Fair.
It wasn't just a bunch of fair stands foods. It looks like there's actually some legit restaurants at this state fair.
Ha ha ha! Stop laughing. It's not a joke.
No, this is the real deal state fair.
They are known for food on a stick, fish on a stick, pasta on a stick, chicken on a stick, cheesecake on a stick, you on a stick. There was this giant sign that said lobster lovers, and I got a sparkle in my eye. I was like, I think I thought about this place. It's called Junior's South Pork Ranch. They have the most expensive food item at the Iowa State Fair.
You know if they have the most expensive item, Bougie Jacob is gonna hit it up! Spend the bags.
Basically the most expensive item is the whole Benjamin. It's $100. The high roller lobster roll. Fresh lobster meat tossed in clarified butter, topped with 3 dollops of creme fraiche. Creme fraiche. basically that's sour cream. Let's call it what it is. Crowned with 3 heaping spoonfuls of caviar. Then it's topped with 24-karat edible gold and served on a split bun in gold-dusted duck fat. Yeah, it's intense. And those little green things on top, I think that's dill.
They were handing out lobster rolls left and right to the common folk, but Jacob's was made specially for him in the back kitchen.
This place is pretty ridiculous because they also have a high roll package where you get 2 of these lobster rolls and a bottle of Dom Perignon, and that comes to $600. There's also a 2-foot-long lobster roll that also is $100. Crazy getting this at the Iowa State Fair because this to me is the opposite of the state fair.
Luxury is seeping into every corner of all of our lives.
This was buttered up. Lobster was buttered up. The bun was buttered up.
It was duck fatted up, right?
Yeah.
Duck fat, butter, just all the fats bubbling together.
I'm not a caviar expert, so I have no idea if this is high quality or not. But when I did taste the caviar, it did taste a little bit fishy. But not fishy in like a disgusting way. Like, ew, it's rotten. I just mean, yeah, it tasted like the ocean.
Everyone who claims they like it is just pretending to be bougie, and I get it.
Yes, this roll was tasty, but at the same time, I didn't like it. It was like a little bit too much happening. Each bite made me shake a little. Some of the caviar dropped. Even though I don't even like caviar really, I still licked every bite of that caviar up because that's what makes this $100. I have to eat all of it. For me personally, I would never get this again because I do like lobster rolls. Yes, give me a few lobster rolls, please. But I don't need caviar and sour cream and dill on top. It's not needed. Oh, and also this has gold. I don't need that either. This whole roll is kind of a joke. I adore the excessiveness of this, but I'm okay with never having it again.
Yeah, it kind of seems like the roll was made as a joke, and then everyone who gets it doesn't view life that seriously, you know? Like anyone who's blowing $100 on a roll at the state fair, like, have a loose grip on reality in a good way, you know? They're just kind of going through life in a funny way, so it was cool how you left with gold stained hands. Like, that's cool how you gotta walk around the state fair with gold on your hands so everybody knew you bought the high roller.
And there was some caviar in my teeth, but I don't care. It's caviar. It's not like chicken strips. It's caviar, so I don't need a floss or anything.
Yes, that is simple.
Yes, I had dry skin on this day. Yes, I know how to moisturize. Yes, I know how to clean my face. I had dry skin. Please keep...
I'm a baseball dad. Just because I didn't go pro doesn't mean my kid won't. Hey, buddy, you gotta swim with those hips, right? And you gotta swing. And if you don't have the right insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Hot flashes are no joke, but this Lancome T&E Doll Foundation is waterproof and does not budge.
So what have I missed?
Satisfaction? You've got the freedom to do things your way. Get $20 off.
So what have I missed?
Challenge. Try it for
I'm just
It's that
wondering.
branch that it was growing on, and then it also has a line from where it was.
I mean, I was hate to a minimum.
Oh, look, there's the iconic Hillbilly Bob. He strolls around the Iowa Fair. We also saw him last year at the Nebraska State Fair, so he's just a sort of a Midwest State Fair staple. We love Hillbilly Bob. So I had to get something on a stick because Jacob's already talked about how that is the Iowa State Fair's thing. We walked past the Iowa Pork Association stand, which was having pork chops on a stick. So I got right in line and paid the $9 to get one. You didn't have to wait at all. They just had pork chops on a whole assembly line, and immediately you were handed one after paying. They had this little sauce station, as you can see. There weren't many options. I think just 2 types of barbecue. I didn't know the difference, so I used this one and did a little drizzle. I gotta say, the first few bites of this pork chop were really hitting a home run in my mouth. Like, it was juicy, so much flavor bursting on my tongue. And usually I don't even really like pork chops like that, so I was kind of wowed. I was like, reason because I kept almost choking on it. But then we ended up getting Diet Coke so I could wash it down faster. Sadly, 20 minutes after I got it, it didn't taste as good and it was dry by that point. But that's just because I'm a slow eater. I feel like if you would have eaten it all in 5 minutes, it would have remained juicy. But yeah, Iowa pork on a stick. 10 out of 10. While I was eating my pork chop, though, we started seeing money fall from the sky and everyone was freaking out, running towards it. Some little Richie Rich on the ski lift was dropping bands on the crowd and everyone was grabbing it and kept doing it. We saw him doing it even farther down the line. Throw bands on them hoes.
By the way, it was one
Yeah, hoes.
$100 bills. I think people would be getting punched in the face. There would probably have to be a film out of standby.
We then found ourselves in the buying items part of the fair, like big items. Like they're always selling tractors and lawnmowers in this section of the fair. There's always a hot tub going for a high dollar amount over here. Like I don't know who's buying all this shit at the fair, but somebody is.
There was this place called Haga's Hoagies. Sounds like I said something bad. Is that a slow?
Think.
They had sriracha pickle in a cup, and Lucas is a pickle person now. He has a jar of pickles in his fridge.
I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit disappointed it wasn't on a stick. It was in this little cup thing, as you can see, but it makes sense because it has to soak in the sriracha. It was the perfect amount of spice for a Nebraska boy like me. Like, it still was burning my tongue, but I could enjoy it. Like, I hate when spice is so spicy that you can't even taste anything anymore. Like, this was right on the edge. Teetering on the edge of a spice climax, but you were never fully getting there, which I love.
There was some smoke in the sky while Lucas was chowing down on this pickle, but I think it's fine. What? How? I tried some of the pickles, and they were really delicious, but also painful. But that's addictive.
As we were munching on the spicy pickles, we realized we were outside this acrobatic setup where a show was starting in 5 minutes. So we sat our butts down and we were gonna watch some circus stuff, I think.
People were hanging from poles, ropes, going back and forth, holding people and then dropping them. There was a few parts where I was like, I hope we don't witness a death.
I was loving it for about 5 minutes, but then the way my eyes were looking, there was a reflection of the sun glaring right into my eyes, and then I got a sunspot in my eyes from the reflection, and then I thought, oh my god, did I burn my eyes out? And I was just worried about that, so I wasn't really looking up, and sweat was starting to really form on my back. Little drops were dripping into my underwear, and my shirt was getting stuck to my skin. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't really watching because I was just sitting there in pain and disassociating.
I don't know if it's from all these food vendors putting hot, greasy air in the sky. All of these people so close to each other, but it creates this extreme heat complex that is miserable. Golly gee, this is another Iowa State Fair contest. Who has the biggest pumpkin? Who can grow the biggest pumpkin? This pumpkin weighs 1,409 pounds.
Doesn't it look fake? Like, obviously this is real, they verify it, but I actually can't believe that's real. So now we're in the agriculture building, and we were in line for probably the biggest event at the Iowa State Fair. This has been hyped up, everybody knows about it, the life-size butter cow. A cow that's house-sized, and it's made of pure butter.
This has been a thing at the Iowa State Fair since 1911. I love a good old tradition. A butter cow. I'm already starting to cry. But what made me cry even more is that our mom remembers the Iowa State Fair butter cow. She was so excited for her 2 little boys to see the butter cow.
I was a little bit sad that it was behind glass, though. I wanted to be up close and personal with the butter cow. I understand that they would have to have security so no one touches it, but I didn't want there to be the separation of the glass. But I understand why it was needed.
Same with me. I wanted to get up close to the butter cow, kind of like just look it in its eyes and be like, this is amazing. But it was still cool seeing it in glass, and as you can tell, they also did some Toy Story characters out of butter. It's so intricate. It's such a good butter sculpture. And the reason why is because there's only been 5 people that have been able to do this.
Snaps for you!
I just thought about all the dead people that once saw the butter cow?
Oh yes, so many different generations of people have seen this butter cow at the Iowa State Fair, and there's also some ice sculptures, so that's cool.
Making sculptures out of ice is glorious. Making sculptures out of butter is God tier.
There's butter.
When we were driving to the Iowa State Fair, I was informing Lucas on, like this fair is claiming they have healthy options. On their website, they have a whole thing about, we have healthy food at the state fair too. It's not just fried food that gives you heart attacks or whatever. We also have healthy food. Lucas's pork chop would be a healthy option, you could say, because there's no I don't think they fried it. While we were in the agricultural building, we ran into the iconic solid.
That's a rare sight, seeing that at a state or county fair, the lettuce and stuff
How are you
on a
gonna get a
stick.
whole salad on a stick? Turns out you don't get a whole salad on a stick.
That's salad, I meant.
What was it?
$7.
It's a lettuce,
Hot lettuce.
cucumber, red peppers. They ask you what dressing you want. I said French, which I didn't really even know what that would be, but it turns out it's like a Dorothy Lynch type dressing. Dorothy Lynch is a Nebraska only thing, so I don't even know why I mentioned that, because most of you guys don't know what it is. But I did just think the whole thing was funny. I feel like this is more of a gimmick. Who's actually getting salad on a stick? Even if you want to be healthy, this isn't enough of a meal for anyone. You know what I mean? This is 50 calories or something. But I don't know if it's because it was on a stick, or maybe this was just really amazing agriculture, because the vegetables did taste extra good. I felt like they had more flavor.
I got the fruit on a stick. It had about 5 different fruits. Watermelon, honeydew melon, cantaloupe. I was kind of thinking what Lucas was saying. This is some fresh fruit. It was super duper sweet. Both of these items are probably overpriced, but that's everything on the fair. Everything's overpriced, so we can't really hate on them that much.
I'm glad I got to try the healthiest option at the Iowa State Fair.
We actually looked at one of the cows in the eye and said thank you for your
Simplify.
turned its face to us and moved at us.
I know, it's actually scary. Jacob said, let's try to communicate to it, and the second we did, it looked at us.
There was someone handing out eggs on a stick for free. Me and Lucas both grabbed.
Real quick here.
One ate it in one bite. This might be the most joyous minute of the entire fair. It gave me a little bit of ecstasy eating this whole boiled egg in a bite.
We just spent $7 on a little crappy salad on a stick, but then we're getting an egg for free. But that's life.
Right now you're looking at the oldest
Ride at the Iowa State Fair. It's from what year, Jacob?
1921. The Ye Old Mill.
Ye Old Mill!
$3 each. You just buy an individual ticket. You get in line. It's always at the state fairgrounds. It's not just being deconstructed and reconstructed. It's just sitting there all year. It turns out it's a water ride. You go on a boat and then you go through a tunnel. So we got on the boat, and it leads you to this tunnel of darkness. Complete darkness. There's no light.
I was under the impression that this ride was literally going to go in the smallest circle. I thought behind this wall in the front, it goes around, it's a little kind of stupid thing and you get out. But we were going deep into these tunnels, into farther directions, away from the front, and I was like, okay, what did I sign up for? This is scary, this old-ass tunnel. What if it floods? What's going on? Why is there no lights?
There was a few times where it leaded to this lighted area, and there'd be a billboard with old photos from the Iowa State Fair, and then a quote. And that was basically the entertainment throughout the ride. While I was looking up this ride, I learned that it used to be called the Tunnel of Love. Basically, this ride is just one 3-minute dark tunnel for couples to make out.
Probably some of you guys are alive because of this ride. Your grandparents banged, they had your parents. It's all because of this ride that a lot of people on Earth are even here.
It reminded us of a nightmare.
But we weren't on a track the whole time, right? Were we actually just being pushed by a water crane?
I think it was just a water current because there was a few times where our boat hit the side of the tunnel.
The Old Mill. The Railtown Ride Area! Here is the area of the temporary rides that are loaded into the back of semis and shipped around the country. No one knows how these are able to be transported and made in different locations. competitions, but somehow it works, and most of the time there aren't fatalities due to them. Most of the time.
This part of the fair does just make me smile. It's also colorful, so bright. When we were kids, this was both of ours favorite part of the fair. We would get that wristband that lasts the whole day and go on these rides for a few hours.
It's crazy because it seems like this part of the fair was the least busy.
There was this ride called Crazy Dance, and I gotta admit, I was thinking about going on it because there was these hot women on it. So I was like, I kinda wanna be with the hot women.
I actually
Yeah.
noticed that the artist of this ride definitely just made Rihanna on one side and then Fergie on the other. Like, they did little subtle differences so they can't sue, but like, that's literally Fergie. That's actually Rihanna. I don't know where the middle's supposed to be.
This is the Zippo, an iconic fair ride.
But honestly, I wish I wasn't scared of being stuck in that little box, because when I went on this as a kid a handful of times, this is the most euphoric experience. The highest high you can experience, flipping around in that cage. But obviously I did not step foot on that. I would never go on it again unless... I actually don't know it unless. Yeah, probably will never go on it again, sadly.
Most of these rides just spin you in a bunch of circles. They make you dizzy. I started to realize, wait, you could just do this for free. Spinning in a circle and getting yourself dizzy is free. So I started doing that, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna pay money to go on these rides. I'm just gonna do this for free. And it was working. I was getting dizzy. I was getting a little bit of a high.
You know, when you blow a bag on the high roller lobster roll, you gotta find other areas to save money in. This ride is another fair classic, and I was nervous watching it because I just recently saw a clip of one of these cracking. But yeah, for some reason a lot of fair catastrophe content shows up for me. It is crazy though, because as a kid I always wondered, why do adults never go on these fair rides? Like, I'm never gonna be an adult. But now here I am, I'm an adult, and I'm never gonna go on those rides again.
This part of the fair does make folks go a little bit crazy though, because they'll play DJ music. It was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but that doesn't stop the party, as Pitbull says, hey, yeah, yeah. No, 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 no. Don't stop the party. But I do have to admit, what I actually felt deep inside of my soul was dislike for this part of the fair. Something about it just didn't make me smile.
Oh, that does
Even though I
not.
literally probably said like a few minutes ago that this part of the fair is glorious. It is glorious. I love the imagery of it or whatever. But I don't actually like it anymore. I've changed.
We then found ourselves at the Fun Forest stage, which was having a big old comedy magic show extravaganza. Yeah, there was this adult man on the stage. The magician was trying to guess what his favorite childhood toy was or something. But as he was on stage, it just made me realize a lot of these comedy magic shows, when you're the one put on stage, like, the rest of the audience gets to just sit back and relax. But for you, the person on stage who got called up, it's a public humiliation. It was around 4 o'clock when we were watching this. We were in that weird afternoon slump. I was like, oh, let's go see what other shows are going on. And also, Jacob looked on the schedule, and the effing news was doing a live news segment. So I was like, let's run over there really quick before that ends.
We were absolutely living watching TV magic happen right in front of our eyes. Cameras rolling. It was just like Hollywood, baby. It's showbiz up on that stage. Then they started throwing out t-shirts. So I put my hands out wide to catch a t-shirt. I want a free t-shirt. I don't even know what's on this t-shirt. But I was just in this mode of, yeah, I'm getting a free t-shirt. The guy throwing t-shirts, he looked at me and he tried to get it to me, but he didn't get it to me. So I didn't get a free Des Moines local news t-shirt. I did find it kind of funny that this live news segment had a bigger audience than the comedy magic show.
But you know how people are when it comes to fame and lights. People flock to that like bees to honey.
Now we're gonna do something kind of bonkers. We're gonna try the top 3 new fair food finalists. So every year the Iowa State Fair has a bunch of new food and voting process somehow, and they pick 3 finalists. As fair goers like me and Lucas, we get to vote. Have our voice be heard. It's like the presidential election. selection except for the Iowa State Fair. We want to make our vote count for the new fair food of 2025, so we have to try them all and be very critical about it.
This is serious. Here is the What You Smokin' barbecue stand at the state fair. They have one of the items that's in the top 3 of the fair foods. It's the 3 Little Pigs, which is 3 ham balls. I didn't know what a ham ball was. I didn't know what to expect. But Jacob said he did some research and each one was going to have a different flavor and stuff, so I was intrigued.
It's honestly very surprising that we aren't familiar with ham balls because I guess they're kind of a Midwest classic, especially in Iowa. Yeah, from my knowledge, I've never had a ham ball before. The first one we're going to try is this yellowish one. I guess it's savory and sweet honey and mustard, topped with cornbread crumbles. So it's kind of like a corn dog, but a ham ball in a way.
Yeah, when I heard that one of them was going to have a corn dog vibe, I was excited because I was picturing a corn dog crust, like a full corn dog crust.
Right.
But this was just a ham ball, like a meatball. So I was confused. Just the whole time I was kind of in confusion. But I was like, okay, this tastes good. Mustard. It tastes like a mustard meatball.
It was really tender, smooth. I didn't have high hopes at all, but it did exceed my expectations. Then we dug into this red one, which is tangy cherry soda glaze with maraschino cherries. It probably should be noted that me and Lucas didn't know what the flavors were when we were trying them. We just were trying them blind and guessing what the flavors were. When I bit into this one, I was like, wait, it tastes like nut beer. It tastes like candy.
Oh yeah, I was scared. Because I saw a red ball and I was thinking, okay, marinara. But yeah, then I tasted some soda pop. I was kind of mad, actually. Now, what's going on?
It's freaky.
I don't know. I'm a little bit too conservative for this.
And then there was one more left. Once again, we didn't know the flavor, but it's a buttery vanilla glaze dusted with powdered sugar. Both of us immediately thought, oh, it tastes like a donut. A Krispy Kreme donut, but then it's also a ham ball, a sweet and savory mix.
Kind of getting into this one actually because I was trying to remember like when have I had something similar to this, and what I can compare it to is how us Nebraskans dip cinnamon rolls in chili. That's when you would have a donut glaze mixed with a meat, and it does work. I'm starting to walk the path with them.
They're mixing the word of ham balls with the state fair. Fried donuts.
Corn dogs.
Yeah, so it is a beautiful combo. As you can see, this is a clip of Lucas saying, this is not getting my vote, but this is kind of like when you're reading a novel and there's a foreshadow. Maybe this is a hint to what's gonna happen in the future.
Although I did enjoy the roller coaster of trying those 3 balls, I was thinking, okay, we still have 2 more to try. I don't think this is the winner. I think we haven't tried the winner yet.
Now we're going to Win and Sarah's Kitchen. These are some egg roll people. They have fried egg rolls, and they do have a bunch of clout around them. Fame, cameras, diamonds. Because they won Best New Fair Food last year.
Oh, okay.
Now it's a year later, back in the finalists.
That pour was pouring.
Oh, such a beautiful drizzle.
Look at that thing they're pouring it out of. 3 little holes it's coming out of. Like, okay. So the item that is in the running this year for them is the chicken bacon ranch egg roll, drenched in ranch, obviously. I was excited to try it, but after my first bite, I started to get a little bit scared because sometimes with these fried things, I get over them really quick. Like, I love it, but I literally want 1 bite and then I'm done because it's so rich. I could kind of tell that that was what this was. It was just a very decadent item that you might only want a few bites of. But still, I mean, the flavor was busting. Absolutely miraculous.
While Lucas was eating this, we saw a table was open, so we ran to that table. Because we were eating in the grass, but thankfully we got a table, so that's pretty cool. That kind of shows how busy the fair was on this day. There was not much seating, so when there was seating, you have to fight for it.
You have to push over a stroller to get to the table you want to go to.
Chicken bacon ranch, that's such a good combo. I love a chicken bacon ranch sandwich. Yeah, like yes, that combo already is an A+. When I bit into it, it was mouth-watering. It was getting everything going drool was going down my chin. I actually just made that up. But I did start to think what Lucas was saying. It's almost too fried. I am not a frying expert, so I don't know how it works. But these state fair foods fry everything to another level. Think about when you go to McDonald's and you get French fries. Those are fried, so yes, it's oily and stuff. But these fair foods, I don't know if they're double frying them, keeping them in the fryer for even longer, if they're breading this egg roll, then frying it. I don't know the method, but this is a whole other galaxy of friedness.
You have to give it a deep fat fry.
Since we waited probably 20 minutes in line for the egg rolls, we had to order more than one item. So we ordered the item that won last year, Best New Fair Food. It's a bacon cheeseburger egg roll. They're turning egg rolls into things that you never would have thought would be an egg roll.
It's also drenched in a secret sauce.
It was like a sweet, tangy sauce that actually really complemented the bacon cheeseburgerness.
Next.
I liked this one more than the chicken bacon ranch, so I was like, okay, I understand how this won last year because this really hit. It was still the same thing as the previous one where it was so rich that like after a few bites I didn't really want to eat the rest, but I still obviously ate it all. But yeah, I can see why they got a trophy for this one. Oh, one thing that I did think it was missing though was a fresh element. Like, imagine coleslaw in this. Maybe even some tomatoes somehow. That sort of fresh element.
It tasted like a Gunza, a Nebraska classic. It tasted very much like that to me, and I agree that it was better than the chicken bacon ranch egg roll. This is definitely their star, I think.
Yeah, it's sort of like when a pop star has an amazing debut album. The sophomore album never hits as hard, and I have to say the Chicken Bacon Ranch doesn't hit as hard as their last year's hit.
Both of us looked at each other and started crying and saying, "We need water. We need water." We were so thirsty. It was hot, humid. We just ate the most sodium-packed egg rolls. And I had some water. Somehow Lucas didn't have water. I don't understand how you were surviving.
Well, because I realized what I truly needed was after all of that grease, you need something sweet. And thank the effing Lord above that the third finalist was a sweet treat.
It's actually voted the fair's sweetest food.
Oh!
It's a scotcheroo shake. A scotcheroo milkshake. But now there's someone watching that isn't from the Midwest thinking, what's a scotcheroo? It's a Midwest dessert classic. It's basically peanut butter and Rice Krispies, maybe with corn syrup or some type of sugar mixed, and you get it all together like a Rice Krispie, and then you put chocolate and butterscotch on top, you melt it, you drizzle it on top. Those are the essentials. I'm assuming people have different recipes and stuff, but glorious, I love it.
In our family, scotcheroos only come out around Christmas, but it must be a year-round thing for other Midwesterners because here it is at the state fair. This had a bus in line. The line was going longer than for Michael Jackson's last performance.
So we waited in line for over-the-top, fabulicious ice cream is what it's called.
It's like I started pacing back and forth, shaking, because I needed something sugary and sweet at this moment, and I needed it right now. Okay. The line's moving. Okay, we're almost up there. Oh, wait, they just put something on the window. What's going on?
Out of scotcheroo shake until we stop. Everyone that's in this line is in the line for the best new fair food finalist, the scotcheroo shake.
You could feel tension bubbling up in the line like an earthquake starting. But we did ask them. We said, so is it coming back at all tonight? And you could tell they didn't want to give any definite answers, but they did say we're working on it, and it probably will.
So we decided, okay, let's just calm down and spend the next hour having fun.
Take our mind off of all this.
One of the famous things at the Iowa State Fair is the giant slide. We've all seen these, the giant slides. They have them at a bunch of fairs. This one felt safer because it looked permanent. It felt like there was more care put into this giant slide than a regular giant slide at another fair. It was $4 to go on this giant slide.
You walk up the stairs with a mat. They set the mat down and instruct you to put your hat on backwards. At first I was like, oh, is it just a vibe to wear a backwards hat? Like, is that a joke? But it's actually Jacob's. Jacob thought about it and he was like, oh, it's so the hat doesn't blow off. So it's a whole aerodynamics, physics thing. But yeah, it started going and I was like, oh, this is fun.
Since it's called the Giant Slide, I was disappointed because I was thinking, I'm pretty sure the slide at the Nebraska State Fair was kind of the same. Now, I'm sure the people that made the Giant Slide never in their wildest years thought a 24-year-old would be so critical about the Giant Slide. But I have to admit, when I paid the $4 to go on the slide, I was expecting something more.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's what I think.
Because when we were in line, I saw a dad bring his kid with him on the mat. And the kid was full of the most joy you've ever seen anybody experience. So happy. But me and my 31-year-old body, like, I was just thinking, like, girl, there needs to be more. But like Jacob said, like, it's not made for me. I'm supposed to have a kid by this point and bring that kid down the slide, you know? But then I started to get antsy and I was like, do you think the doctor will say, because we talked to her. Should we go check? He's on the tweet. The line was so long. Little sold out sign was ripped down, so we got in the line.
Everyone was buzzing in the line,
Talking about, what do you think it's going to be like? Oh, I heard it's like this.
we were waiting in line probably for 10 minutes, and then I could tell like a demonic vibe kind of went over that whole area of the fair. And then I looked at the employee, and the employee looked stressed because I think they were starting to get yelled at, like because people were saying I was waiting in line. Like it was a whole drama at this over-the-top ice cream place.
Yeah, while we were in line for the second time, it sold out again. And honestly, I have to shout out those employees because they're going to have PTSD from working that shift. Everyone was so mad at them.
Me and Lucas decided to stay in line, and we got a scoop of the Scotchu ice cream, but I don't even think words can express how disappointed I was. I wanted to try the Scotchu milkshake with my entire soul. I want to have an accurate voting. I want to just try it because it's probably going to be magical. But the fact that they sold out twice while we were in line, I gotta say I'm disappointed. I don't think they're going to get my vote, but let's still try this Scotcheroo ice cream scoop, and maybe this will win us back.
Talk about blue balls.
I know.
I was excited because Jacob let me try it first, and there was a huge Scotcheroo piece on top, and I was kind of scared because I was thinking, Jacob, I don't know if there's any other Scotcheroo pieces, but I guess I'm gonna eat this. When the Scotcheroo smashed between my teeth, all of the weight was worth it. It tasted so magical. The Scotcheroo was great. Wasn't the ice cream like peanut butter ice cream as well?
Yeah.
And it just all worked so well. But I was nervous for Jacob because, like I said, I think I got the only Scotcheroo piece.
I did find a tiny piece of Scotcheroo, but it wasn't like Lucas's Scotcheroo bite. Now it's time to vote. You go on the Iowa State Fair website and you get to vote. Your voice gets to be heard finally.
Jacob and I never vote in the actual elections for the government, but we are so excited to vote in this.
Yeah, I mean, this is so easy because you don't need a register. Like, how do you register for
I
an
don't
election?
know. The elections are always rigged. I'm not gonna deal with that.
Just joking. Vote.org, whatever. Do it, vote. Both of us voted, and then we looked at each other and talked about why we voted for what we voted for. Jacob, aka B. I voted for the chicken bacon ranch egg roll. My immediate thought with this whole voting thing was I'm obviously voting for the Scotcheroo shake. That's a Midwest classic. That's amazing. I'm gonna cry. But that was out of stock, so I can't vote for that. The ham balls were cool, but I honestly would never really crave them again. But the chicken bacon ranch egg roll, if I was really feeling dirty like a pig, I could see myself getting this again. So that's why I voted for that.
Now for Lucas, aka me, handling this in the way of if I came tomorrow and I had to pick one of these three things, what would I get? I wouldn't get the Scotcheroo milkshake because I'm not dealing with the line and all the drama again, so that's out. The egg roll was too much. That leaves the ham balls. I would actually get that tomorrow and be pretty happy for my dinner. So even though I was talking so much smack when I tried them, and I was thinking, oh, there's gonna be something better, ha ha ha, it turns out this was the best thing, and it earned my vote.
So now we're all wondering who actually won Best New Fail Food. The results are in, and the chicken bacon ranch egg roll won. I would say it's well deserved. Lucas seemed like he was okay with that too because we discussed it privately, not on camera, and clap for them. Can you believe this is my first time using the porta potty at this state fair? That's how luxurious this fair is. I've been peeing inside of these indoor buildings that have AC. This is the one time I had to pee in a porta potty. So thank you, Iowa State Fair, for having such good bathrooms. Me and Lucas were thinking we didn't really have a dessert. That Scotcheroo ice cream was more of a food critic type thing. We didn't actually get to enjoy any dessert. And we decided on the iconic Boutsdale's State Fair cookies. This has been at the State Fair since 1993. There was a line for these cookies. People adore them. And you can't get a single cookie. You can get a cup or a bucket. Overflowing with cookies.
I know you couldn't have put the lid on. You gotta eat a handful before it'll even shut.
I put an entire cookie in my mouth because they were pretty small. I gotta say, I don't know what was happening, but it was a delicious chocolate chip cookie. It wasn't cooked all the way, it was really gooey, which I absolutely loved. Had this flavor that reminded me of this childhood chocolate chip cookie. I don't know if it was vanilla or what, but
Yeah, I loved how they weren't all the way done. It just was so soft and bouncy in your mouth.
so plush.
Yeah, we both decided to stop and throw a little bucket in the trash. Just kidding, we would never do such a thing.
No, just joshing. I decided to bring it over to my in-laws that hate me, and maybe this will make them not hate me, even though they flat out told me they just hate my personality. So I don't know if this will help, but it is on the kitchen counter as of right now, and
Okay.
everyone always says fairs are so expensive. They are. Now, me and Lucas did live a little bit luxurious, but for this entire day at the Iowa State Fair, we spent $303.85.
I guess 1/3 of that was your bougie ass lobster roll, but still.
Yeah. It's coming to an end. We've spent a whole day at the Iowa State Fair. We were thinking about it and we were like, wowza, we probably stayed at this state fair for like 8.5 hours. That's a long time. This was definitely the best fair I've ever been to.
It actually was for me as well.
Iowa, we love ya.
Okay, enough with that. I think. Enough with that. And I'm on PaulMallUSA.com. Now, I don't smoke Paul Malls, but I do look at their website because I signed up for it, and I had to, at the time, when I first signed up, I think the tobacco age limit was 18 years old. Now it's 21, of course. Now I gotta see fresh, and I didn't say the email or password, so that's good. Fresh snow, choose your snow day adventure. Let's see if I'm a winner. Let's see which one should I choose. Actually, no one's gonna comment. Forget that shit. Anyway, the biggest mountain you can find, an untouched forest trail, a frozen lake for ice fishing or skating, or the lodge. I'm gonna say this one. Come on. Please be a winner. Is it gonna go or what? Fuck. If you could do anything for work, what would it be? I love to run my own business or be an entrepreneur, a job that lets me travel and see the world. Well, this is going to be a hard one. Something that allows me to help people or give back. Well, that one's going to be a hard one too. A laid-back job with fewer responsibilities and more freedom. Damn, this is a hard question with hard multiple choice answers. And we're almost near an hour too. I'm going to say I love to run my own business or be an entrepreneur, but I don't know. Do you think I'm going to win? Did I win? Did I get it right or whatever or not? I don't know if I won that time. Hold on, let me make. Apparently I must have won or something. I can't swear to it. I guess I earned the entry or whatever. I don't know. I can't really tell. Yeah, Pall Mall. Let's check out others. I just want to check out other sweepstakes, you know. It's nice that they have a sweepstakes website where you can look at all the sweepstakes that are online. Now, my wish is, people, to win one of these sweepstakes, because one time I won only sunglasses on the online sweepstakes, and I shouldn't have won it because I was underage. And yet it was a Lay's potato chip one, but still I was under the age of 18, so I had to lie about my age, which I know is sad, but still. Let's look at this one. Newport or Newport or Newport. Let's play now. Let's see if I'm a winner. Where's the scratch off? Did I win? Probably not. Yep, of course I didn't win. Fuck this shit. Let's go to Lucky Strike. I know one more cigarette brand. Of course, I know with all tobacco brands, can't get in the Skulls website. You know, I can get in the Grizzlies for snuff, you know, or whatever it's called. Just want to show you one more sweepstakes that you can look up. Now, I know I shouldn't be showing you these cigarette websites, but guess what? Since when do people fucking care anymore? I mean, I'm just saying. Since when are they going to yell at me for advertising tobacco? And plus, right there's the warning. Surgeon General's warning. Smoking causes lung cancer, heart disease, emphysema, and may complicate pregnancy. Well, that's sad. Well, anyway. Drugs are bad. No wrong answer, just unedited take. Go get on drugs. I don't care at this point. I know who's on drugs. It's not me. The only drugs I do is prescribed drugs and caffeine and alcohol, but I rarely do alcohol. So if you're gonna say I'm a fucking drunk, maybe I am sometimes, but not all the time, you goddamn piece of shit. But other than that, you know, I'm just gonna say fuck it on this one. Would you rather? Yeah, I'm just gonna say jacket. Come on, I want to vote. Come on, you motherfucker. Did I win? Of course I didn't win. Fuck that shit. True or false, the terrain featured in our revved up on Red Sands video was inspired by the... I guess it was true. Was it true? Hello? I guess it was true. I don't know. Was it true? I guess. Maybe. I don't know. It won't tell me. It might be not instant win on that one. Real quick here. I know we're over an hour and 4 minutes. Now we are. But guess what? I'm trying to find that one beer one. trying to find the one where it had the Venmo or whatever, or PayPal or whatever it was. Gift cards. I think I need to get off of here anyway. They're wasting your goddamn time. Bye.